Welcome back. John Haynes here from Infoblips.com. Today we're diving into the world of autocracy and what history can teach us about its rise. Yeah, autocracy, it's a big word, but basically we're talking about systems of government where one person or a very small group holds all the power. And it's not exactly a new concept, right? We humans have been experimenting with different forms of government since, well, forever. And spoiler alert, we haven't always gotten it right. So, we're going to take a look at some of history's autocrats. The Caesars, the Napoleons, you get the idea. To figure out how these individuals managed to amass so much power and what ultimately led to their downfall. Because, and this is important, history isn't just a bunch of dusty old stories. It's a roadmap, a guidebook, a choose-your-own-adventure where we get to learn from the mistakes of, emperors, dictators, and autocrats. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, by understanding the past, we can create a better future. One where autocracy remains a relic of history books, not a headline in the morning news. All right, let's kick things off in ancient Rome, shall we? Picture it. The Roman Republic, a time of supposedly shared power, citizen participation, all that jazz. But then enters Julius Caesar, stage left, looking ambitious, and things are about to get interesting. See, Caesar was a rock star general, winning battles and expanding the Roman Empire. This made him crazy popular with the people in the army, which, as we'll see, is a pretty potent combination. The Roman Senate, however, a bunch of old dudes who liked their power, started getting a little nervous. Caesar, meanwhile, wasn't exactly subtle about his desire for more power. He starts consolidating his control over the military, ignoring the Senate's orders, and eventually he just marches his army on Rome, crossing the Rubicon River, which was a big no-no. This move, it was basically a declaration of war on his own government, and it worked. Caesar defeats his rivals, including his old pal Pompey, and boom, he's declared dictator for life. So much for that whole republic thing, right? Now, Caesar did implement some popular reforms, like redistributing land and reforming the calendar, that we still use today. But he also weakened the Senate, centralized power, and basically set the stage for the Roman Empire, and you guessed it, future emperors. But here's the thing about power, it can be fleeting. Caesar's ambition ultimately led to his downfall. A group of senators, fearing he'd become too powerful, assassinated him on the floor of the Senate. Et tu, Brutae, talk about a dramatic exit. Caesar's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the fragility of power. It's a reminder that even the most popular leaders can succumb to the allure of absolute control, and that the road to tyranny is often paved with good intentions. Fast forward a few centuries and we find ourselves in France, a country in turmoil after a revolution. Enter Napoleon Bonaparte, another ambitious military genius with a flair for the dramatic, and boy, did he know how to play to a crowd. Napoleon rose through the ranks of the French army during the French Revolution, a time of massive social and political upheaval. He was a brilliant military strategist, winning victory after victory and becoming a national hero. Sound familiar? But Napoleon wasn't just a soldier. He understood the power of propaganda and public image. He cultivated an aura of invincibility, presenting himself as a man of the people, a champion of the revolution, even though he was, kind of after power for himself. In 1799, Napoleon seizes his chance. He stages a coup d'etat, overthrows the existing government, and establishes himself as first consul of France. Sure, he wasn't technically emperor yet, but let's be real, he was calling the shots. Napoleon, like Caesar, consolidated his power, centralizing the government, creating a secret police force, always a good sign, and of course, waging war across Europe. He was a master of using nationalism and this idea of French glory to justify his expansionist ambitions. And for a while there, it seemed like Napoleon was unstoppable. He conquered most of Europe, crowned himself emperor of the French, and basically redrew the map of Europe. But remember what I said about fleeting power? Yeah, Napoleon learned that lesson the hard way. His ambition ultimately led to his downfall. His disastrous invasion of Russia in 1812, coupled with a series of military defeats, weakened his hold on power. He was eventually defeated by a coalition of European powers and exiled to the island of Elba. Chapter 3. From economic despair to dictatorship, the rise of Hitler. World War I had just ended and Germany was in ruins. People were desperate for a solution. Enter Adolf Hitler, a charismatic but deeply disturbed individual. He joined the Nazi Party and after becoming involved with the Eugenics Society in America, quickly rose through the ranks. He blamed Jews and other groups for Germany's problems. By 1933, the Nazis were the largest party in the Reichstag. Did you know Hitler was named Man of the Year by Time magazine and appeared on the cover in 1938? Yeah, go check it. Hitler was appointed Chancellor, marking the end of the Weimar Republic. He consolidated power, banning other parties, and establishing a totalitarian state. Hitler's rise is a chilling reminder of democracy's fragility. The question begs to be asked, why was Hitler celebrated in America? Now let's bring our understanding of historical power grabs to a more contemporary context. When Donald Trump won the 2016 election, it was seen by many as a seismic shift in American politics. His campaign capitalized on populist rhetoric, promising to drain the swamp and disrupt the status quo. This appealed to a significant portion of the electorate who felt left behind by globalization and political elitism. Fast forward to today, after winning the 2024 election, presenting himself as a man of the people and beginning the implementation of Project 2025, a strategic blueprint aimed at reshaping the federal government to align more closely with conservative values. Supporters argue consolidating power is a necessary corrective measure to restore balance and ensure government accountability. Sound familiar? Critics, however, raise concerns about the potential centralization of power and the erosion of democratic institutions. These developments echo the historical patterns we've discussed. Just as Julius Caesar's reforms led to the end of the Roman Republic, or Napoleon's rise centralized power in France, contemporary political movements can have far-reaching implications. The key takeaway? Vigilance and active civic engagement are crucial. Understanding these patterns helps us navigate the complexities of modern governance and hopefully steer towards a more equitable future. As promised, I will only report facts. You are invited to fact-check this information. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is part 2 of a 5-part dive into understanding politics. Let us know in the comments what historical topics you'd like us to cover. Until next time, stay curious, stay alert, and this time don't just be a witness to autocracy. Join us and become an activist to resist it. If you are interested, contact me at infoblips@activist.com. Peace out.